Hello, guys, and welcome to a bit of a update or a proper close to the channel, or however you want to call it. I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but I'm also using a webcam, which I never use, so I'm sorry if it's a bit awkward or anything like that, but I feel like it's more fitting for this type of video. So a month ago, I made a video called All End. It's actually a song by Autechre that's 58 minutes long, and it was a very like obscure closure to the channel, and I don't know. I feel like it wasn't a very proper. I gave a community little like post, I think a few months ago right here, where I kind of explained everything that's going on with the whole, like, getting rid of the channel and starting over with some new things and all that. So that kind of runs through everything that I was feeling about 4 months ago, really, at this point. And and then on the 31st of December, I posted the video. It kind of goes through like all of the channel moments. I put some like random gameplay in the beginning. And then it kind of homes in on Jukdama. It was kind of supposed to be like an evolution of like getting to the point of Jukdama. And I also put JR Mysteries, which is an old series that probably none of you guys watching this remember, except for my like real life friends that are watching this. But right here, the JR Mysteries animated features, which is related to the Jukdama show, that is actually a promo at the very end of this. That's what this was. If anyone watched to the very end, the last 41 minutes are a promo of the Jukdama show, which it was fun at first. People that have followed it know that I only released one episode so far a month ago. And I was about halfway done with the second episode. I was kind of working on it. It's still kind of not dead. I don't want to say the Jukdama show project is completely gone, but I'm definitely not feeling this as much as I super used to, at least towards the end. When I made that All End video in the promo, I was very hyped up. And of course, I was working on that with a bunch of my friends. We were all discussing the plot and characters and all that. So we had a huge thing going on with the Jukdama show that we were highly considering. Sorry if I'm getting a bit lost in thoughts here, but so I don't want to say it's completely dead, and it's not because of like a lack of popularity or anything. I really was enjoying it, but I think maybe I was a bit rash on my decision to completely say no more multiplayer Let's Plays. For a while I was thinking that was like the thing that was really driving my hatred towards constantly uploading and every day just releasing a new multiplayer video. But I'm realizing now a lot of the problems, and I kind of touched on this in the post. A lot of the problem was, first of all, the online recording, especially once COVID started and having to do everything online just really wasn't doing it for me. It was fun at first, but it really just got more draining and more eventually. I don't know. I think draining really is the right word to use there. And it goes with kind of single player Let's Plays too. Obviously, those were like just me playing the game. So no online usage. At least I'm probably wording this horribly, but I didn't need to like talk to someone over Discord or something like that to record those videos and have us playing something and someone playing something else. I really think the spirit of Jukdama lied in couch co-op gaming, and all four of us sitting there in person playing the games and doing that multiplayer. I feel like that's really what Jukdama is in spirit at its core. And obviously, I do like doing single-player Let's Plays. I don't want to completely push that idea out the window. For those that have seen my new channel, JR Mysteries, you'll know that I started a Burnout 3 Let's Play. I really haven't updated it because I'm super busy with things. Just the kind of after I started this like right before school started, which was a horrible time. This is probably the most busy semester so far of my life, and that's why I haven't really been updating anything. That's part of the reason why the Jukdama show is kind of dead right now. I know these are the two big things that I was hyping up when I released the community post and the post on Discord. These were the two bigger things. And of course, music is the third, which isn't really relevant to you guys, but I've still been doing that nonetheless. If you guys have seen Indigo Projection, this came out like pretty much right after I made the post, the Weird Bathrooms album, and I even released this guy right here, List of Imaginary Interstates, which personally was not expecting to release it, but it's pretty much just ambient works. I don't know. Probably none of you guys care about that, but just to show that I'm not completely dead on YouTube. You know, I think the whole point of me making this is I think it was really rash to end off on what really ended up being a depressing note. I thought it would be really spiritual to end off with, you know, the end of 2020 and the end of Jukdama is like kind of this like very beautiful song, but it's, you know, looking back on it, it's actually also kind of depressing. And I remember some people, I was in the live commentary for that, and there were some people that mentioned like they didn't get it and it was depressing. And looking back on it, I can easily see how someone could make that confusion. And I'm basically saying it's not the end of Jukdama. It might be the end of Jukdama, but it's not the end of multiplayer Let's Plays. I've been thinking these past few months, really after I made this video, I've really been considering coming back to the channel, and I have some ways to make it more entertaining. It's not something I'll be able to do right this moment, or probably for the next few months, but I'm super, like, it's been super, like, it's been on my mind. Like, I mean, I started not just starting doing YouTube, I started doing YouTube when I was like in 7th grade in 2014, which is almost 7 years at this point. In 2 months, it'll be 7 years since I started uploading the first content. I think if I hit date old, yeah, it goes to, it doesn't go to my actual oldest videos from 7 years ago, but I think I can see that in my playlists, in the mods and maps. Yeah, see, April, it's kind of out of the here. It's out of my recording range right here, but it's April 18th, 2014. Oh yeah. Oh, never mind. That doesn't say that. Anyway, that was from 24. That's all I was going to say. That was my first video I uploaded to YouTube. Not including this like old channel I had when I was like in 5th grade that I posted like just random videos I had on my phone. This is from 2014. The first video I ever released was Super Mario 64 Minecraft Map Episode 1. Just in case anyone was wondering, my first video on YouTube is not Burnout 3 Takedown Crash Episode 15. When I transitioned to the new Jukdama channel, I was always concerned about, like, you know, we basically continued all these old Let's Plays that at this point we had like 8 Let's Plays going on at once, because I had this really, really great and creative idea that every time some different combination of people would show up to the house, we would record a different game. And you can obviously see how well that ended up. But I was always concerned about, you know, moving to the new channel and starting off with like episode 15 of Burnout. And even in the comments, it's cut off again here. I don't care anymore. I'll move the recording thing. I actually put a thing up saying that this is not our first video, it's our first Jukdama video posted to this channel, in case anyone cared. But this is also a link to the old Jukdama channel if you guys don't know about this. Here, I'll move this back here. I hope this doesn't mess up the recording. I'm gonna be really sad if that happens. But as you can see here, this is our old channel. The thumbnails are even more primitive. Yeah. Here's our first actual Jukdama episode, the Nintendo Land episode 1. It's so here. Look at we recorded with our phones, and like you can tell how primitive this is. This is crazy. Oh my god, this is with me, Kevin, and Dakota. And Kevin's been sticking in with the channel since the beginning. Dakota left a little bit ago. Yeah, that's that. I trailed off there. I was talking about how I left it on a bad note with All End, and yeah, that's the purpose of me making this video. I also thought the new content that we were doing right here was not appropriate for our channel, I guess is the easiest way to say that. And you can obviously tell this was such a short era. Like we were doing Let's Plays right here, and I made the update video right here on September 2020. And this did not last long. It was a good idea in spirit, having all of us release our own content and having our own little series, William's Weeb World and Kevtacular's Corner, the bottom floor, R34N's Ramble, Reen, I don't know. I still don't know how he wants to pronounce it. Taylor's Wild Ride. It was good in concept, but oh my gosh, it was just like it literally emphasized everything that I disliked about the channel, of having to really keep track of everything that was going on. Now it's like, not only am I releasing Jukdama Gaming every day. I mean, I wasn't doing that anymore, but instead of doing that, now it's just keeping track of having everyone else upload and being part of their stuff and always constantly having to, this was a mess. I'm glad I decided to cut this short. Yeah, so as I was saying before I trailed off on my rant, I really do want to come back to doing just on its form from the beginning. Not very beginning, not when it was super primitive, but going back to when, we were just doing multiplayer Let's Plays, and that's it, really. The only thing we'd probably do otherwise on there is possibly a podcast series, because I just think that would be, first of all, this wouldn't be that much of a hassle to edit or put together. And second of all, it's something that, we don't need to restrict ourselves to a gaming type of content. I can still have other people. I could also have special guests on podcast series where, with the new channel, I really want to keep the gaming content to a limit of just 4 main people. Like if anyone has ever seen the channel, I mean, this is probably a really old school reference at this point, but We Like to Play had, it was like 4-player content. They were all, it was always just the 4 people. It was never, someone else would come in, like even the channel here, you can see 6 people, 6 main members. And it got to the point where there were 10 main members, which was just ridiculous. I think just keeping it to 4, and and if someone can't make it to the session, because we all have jobs now, and we all we're dealing with college and all that, so there's gonna just be days where we can't all 4 of us meet up, and if only 3 of us can meet up, that's fine. I don't want to have to worry about that in addition to already worrying about like releasing the videos and stuff like that, because I did really, really enjoy Jukdama, but it's little things like that just really started to stack up. And I think once we had to move to online and just to focus our priorities on it just really did not feel like hanging out, and it really just more so felt like recording with friends, because I still enjoy talking to people and hanging out online, but combining that with recording was just so monotonous, or I don't know how to pronounce words, but it was tedious, I think is the a word I can use that I know how to pronounce. And especially with the Terraria series, oh my gosh, that was probably the low. Everyone in the I mean, not everyone, but there's definitely one person that was complaining about how horrible of a job we were doing. Oh my God, that's just one of the examples that's just like, I think if we did that in person, I think we all would have been aware that we're not good at the game, and I think we would have found other ways to enjoy it, even if, you guys, the viewers, are expecting like us to actually be good at a game. I think that's one like big thing that I'd probably have to lay down from the beginning, is that we're not making videos to like show off like, oh wow, we're really good gamers and we're super great at playing this game and we can totally get this done. We're not making videos for that. We're really making videos just kind of highlighting the interaction, the charisma that four friends really have when playing these types of games. And it's almost like we have the gaming, like coat over our types of videos. Like the game is there to kind of keep everything moving, and that we do have a Let's Play format, so everything does move in sort of in a progression, in a line, and then we obviously reach the finale of the series or whatever. And I do want to say that ideally in most situations I would want to actually finish the game, not necessarily 100% complete the game. There's already like other channels for that, but it is nice feeling the completion of actually completing the game. But I obviously wouldn't say that's something we do every time. If all of us decide that a game that we're playing is just getting too tedious or boring, we'd probably end up cutting it short. Maybe we'd release a finale episode, so like we don't leave everyone hanging, because I personally really dislike that when YouTubers release, let's just say it's episode 8 or whatever, and they mention like, oh, okay, see you guys next time, and then there's never a next time. So I would want to end it off on something that's like, okay guys, this is actually it for the series, we're all getting sick of it, so at least you guys know what's going on. And I actually would still want to do one-off videos in a new channel. Those were always fun. And plus there's so many games coming out that don't have enough content for an entire Let's Play, so I think that would really be ideal. Plus then we have the one-off kind of like a cushion to see like, okay, is this something we're going to want to do for a full Let's Play if it is for a game that would be Let's Played, just so we know like, okay, this is actually something that we could see ourselves doing. Or if we just release the one-off and we're like, I think we'll try to play a different game. And it leads me on to something else I'd want to do. So like I kind of mentioned earlier in this video that we had a point where we had like 20, I mean, I don't think to that extent, but it was like 10 or 12 Let's Plays on once. This was really early on the channel. Let me go to the old channel just so you guys can see. Let's see, a point that really highlight. Yeah, like right here, you can see we have like Cars, Burnout 3 Takedown, Minecraft, Zelda Wind Waker, Garden Warfare, Sonic Mania, Super Mario Galaxy 2, New Super Mario Bros. U, Mario Party 8, New Super Luigi Wii Dark Moon, Mario Rabbids Kingdom. Like all of this is going on at once. And that, like I said, is because of this fun idea that I had that's like, oh, let's switch up the game depending on who's over. And the original concept was not actually that bad, because the whole point was if someone was following along on that Let's Play, it would always be consistent members, so that, if someone was following along the Let's Play, they got to a certain point where members changed, and that would discourage them from continuing the series. Because I personally was like that when I'd watch a Let's Play and then they'd introduce like a special guest, and I was like, oh, come on, why can't we just keep it consistent? And, it's just, in an ideal world, we really can't do both. And I think that route of starting a new game every time someone else was over was really not the way to go. But that shouldn't even be a problem in this new channel, because if we do have 4 main members, it's just going to be us 4. And if someone can't make it, oh well, it's really not that huge of a deal. I know I'm kind of going in a circle here, but just to kind of wrap those points together. And I'm okay with special guests. I think if someone really wants to come over and help out, I shouldn't super discourage it, but I think it would be infrequent if I were to do a new channel. So I really think also it would have to be on an actual new channel. I wouldn't want to just continue on the Jukedama. I think, I was saying I started this channel. This was something I went off of about. I was going to say I started this channel in sophomore year, but then I talked about how I started YouTube in 2014. But so coming back to that, I started this Jukedama in sophomore year. That was the old channel. And the fact that I'm still getting urges to do it kind of means something, because when I made this all end video, when I made the community post saying I'm done with Jukedama, I kind of realized that was kind of a mistake. I will say that these last few months have actually been not so great. And I've been attributing that to other types of things going on in my life, but I think Jukedama really kind of has kept me going. And I always, when I stopped the channel, I told myself that, like, using Jukdama as a crutch for happiness. I feel like that's a really intense way of describing how I felt about Jukdama, but let's just use that example for now. I told myself that that was a mistake and that's like not the way to live and I need to move on from it. But they're really, it got unhealthy. The Jukdama, it definitely did get to a point where I started kind of not seeing friends as like friends to hang out. This was really just during online, which is again why I say doing the online recordings was really what messed it up. And especially doing this side series era that messed it up too. Yeah, that's why I say that online really messed it up. It got to the point where like I was having trouble seeing friends as friends, and it was more just like, okay, we got to get content out because I got to get content out because it was Jukdama, because I liked Jukdama, because I wanted to keep going, but it just wasn't the same. I just was not enjoying it the same. It was more of like I wouldn't say it was like a work type. I mean, it was almost like a job that I just felt like I was entitled to keep uploading videos. It didn't feel right to stop. And in a way it wasn't, but just not in the way that I did, because I really cut things short. And I think I also want to say that taking this break was kind of healthy in a way, because if I didn't do this, I wouldn't have realized what it is about Jukdama that I actually enjoyed and what was making it so stressful for me. So coming back to the channel, I think will most likely happen, probably sooner than we're thinking, and probably sooner than I'm thinking too. So like I said, it's gonna have to be in person. So whenever things start calming down a bit, things are starting to get a little better, at least in comparison to the past few months. And I know the vaccine's rolling out, so hopefully maybe by summer is probably a good benchmark. So we'll obviously see. both me and you guys, the viewers. I don't have a whole lot of super plans, but I want to throw this out as an update. So I for the most part, other than it being online and at least what we've been doing for a while. Other than that, I want to keep most everything how it was before. There's a few things I want to change. I think it would be fun if we had a consistent 3 Let's Plays going on at once. I know that to you guys that might seem like a lot, especially because we had like 1 or 2. Well, we had the solo stuff, so that counted. We wouldn't have solo stuff on this series. I can't remember if I already said that in the video or not, but there's not going to be any solo stuff. I've already decided it will not work if we put solo content on the channel. That is really kind of what started the downward spiral. Is me, because the problem is if I'm gonna release solo content on the channel, then it's kind of expected like, okay, other people should probably also release solo content on the channel. And then it becomes the problem of managing other people having to release their content. That is really what I want to avoid, because then it starts spiraling down to, seeing friends as like, I'm just going to text a friend and be like, hey, are you going to release the video today or whatever, and not talk about stuff that's actually enjoyable to talk about. And I don't want to be that person anymore. I really want... the only thing that I would be managing in the new channel with other people is really just like, okay, come over on this day. And I mean, hopefully that won't be a problem. It hasn't really been a problem. It obviously was in the past, but towards the later time in Jukdama, like right before COVID hit, it was not super problem. Most people would not cancel right before, but I remember in the beginning, oh, that was definitely a mess. There were days where I would freak out because people would not come over. This is back when I was a sophomore, so which I know even still is a bit embarrassing. But yeah, it got a lot better. So and now at our age, I don't think maintaining 4 consistent members coming over is going to be a huge deal. So that's one of the reasons why I think coming back to in-person will be just such a good time. But yeah, other than that, I was gonna go on the tangent of having 3 games going on at once. It would be fun to have a new game that is popular a new game that isn't popular, and an old game that we enjoy. Those, I would think those would be the 3 ongoing Let's Plays if we were to do them. I think that would be fun. I don't think that's something we'll be super duper duper consistent about. I'm sure we'll go off on that and maybe start off with like a few fun games, a few fun but old games, because those are just always, it's always just good to be releasing content that you're going to enjoy rather than jumping right into a new game that you're not sure about. That was another problem with the old channel, but just as long as we're aware when it's time to stop or if we're not enjoying, I think just being aware of that and conscious of the fact that we can stop a series is okay. Despite the fact, even though I know it's frustrating as a viewer to watch series that close unexpectedly, I'm aware of that, but really just to keep the channel enjoyable and for that sake, I think that's just something we're going to have to do. So I'm not saying that it's something that we would do all the time, but just being aware that it is a possibility and that that's something we can do is important. Yeah, like what I was going to say afterwards is keeping everything pretty much otherwise about the same. I'd still do like 15 to 30 minute videos. I would still keep thumbnails about the same. I really like the way, not these thumbnails, because these ones got a bit cluttered, but maybe more like this. Like look at the Kirby Star Allies, like right there. I think that's perfect. Having the maybe I can make the number a bit smaller, because the number really isn't like, it's just kind of to keep consistency. And if you're going to come back and click on a playlist, it's really just for that. So keeping the number, maybe shrinking that a bit, but keeping everything else the same. I can do better at zooming in and stuff like that too, because some of these thumbnails, it's hard to see what's going on, which I've always had a problem with. That's just something I'll get better at. But yeah, I like probably maybe moving the game logo over here onto the other side. That might be cool. But other than that, I thought I had a really good rhythm with the thumbnails, so that's something I'm sure that doesn't super matter to you guys, but and a super important thing that would kind of change, and I was getting better at this, but making sure that I find a balance between comedy and actually playing and finishing the game. I did kind of touch on this in the video, but it's okay to goof off, which is something I feel like I struggled with, especially towards the beginning. When Michael joined especially, he definitely made it more chaotic, and I was not used to it. So making sure, because like I said before, we're really putting out the charisma of us, of the connections between us. We're more so releasing content on that rather than just releasing gameplay. So there's so much, I'm tempted to say, like junk of gameplay out there on the internet. Like every gamer dreams of releasing some sort of gameplay content on YouTube and being a popular YouTuber, of being the next PewDiePie or Markiplier or whatever. That's literally how everyone feels. So making sure that like our main focus on the content is just making them interesting, and really just trying to limit filters as much as, obviously not being controversial, and that's like a different thing, but more so just like not filtering our personalities is going to be super important for the new channel. So I will probably do the same thing with cuts. I do kind of still hold this belief that when you start cutting a video and really editing it down, the more you edit down, the more you lose of that, like, almost like human connection you have with the video, of like feeling you're actually there. I really do feel like as the more you cut it down, it kind of feels more like a, I don't want to say like a factory production, is because there's obviously personality when it comes to editing. Editing is an art form of its own, really. So that's not the word I want to use, but you lose that human element, I feel like. And like I mentioned again and again, we're releasing the charisma of ourselves to the channel. So I think we really would only edit when it's necessary. So like if there's a point where, one of us has to go to the bathroom, so just like a weird example to throw out there, something like that. I feel like that's when we would actually edit down a video. Yeah. So That's probably the main thing. Editing would, other than that, yeah, the editing would be the same. Maybe we'd use an outro. I'm not opposed to an outro. I'm really opposed to intros though. I really think you want to just cut it to the gameplay. I've seen a lot of people where they put a like really good moment at the beginning of the video. They find like the best moment of the video and they put that at the beginning. That's another approach. I'm personally, like I said, I just kind of want to keep it as it's almost like it is almost like a podcast just with the gameplay element. That's kind of what I see Let's Playing as. I know the definition has changed over the years, so I kind of want to keep it at its roots. And I know this is a huge thing. I know it's not super appealing to everyone. I am very 100% aware. I'm aware that our videos only got 11, 4, 50 at best. I mean, you see 103, 198, so not horrible, but I'm aware that like it's not super appealing to everyone. That's completely okay. I think one of the big things, and I started sort of coming around to this, that it's just me realizing, when I started Jukdama, it was always kind of like a dream to, eventually become, literally everyone's dream when they start a channel is to do this for a living and be able to make enough money from ads and views. The more I did this, the more I came around to like, that's not the reality. I have other passions. I have other goals in life. This would be more so strictly a hobby. It's just nice because in addition to hanging out with friends, it feels productive. So that's really why I've kept doing Jukdama. It's super fun to be able to hang out with friends and upload videos rather than just, oh wow, we're going to make money from this. And we did have some success. It wasn't all horrible. Our most popular video got 30,000, Super Kirby Clash. So I'm not necessarily saying that like, we're releasing videos to nobody. And, but I just want to clarify that that's not a bad thing for us, that we're releasing videos to nobody. It still feels productive. As long as there is someone out there that is checking out our videos and, occasionally leaves a comment, occasionally leaves a like. That's kind of what keeps us going in that department. It's really not about having a huge community. I really think that would be overwhelming. So that's not the goal. If we wanted to do content geared towards getting popular, that's not super difficult. It's really about doing content that you enjoy that would also make a living. And that's really just kind of two things that clash. It's like, do I want to make content that I enjoy, or do I want to make content that gets popular? And I think in this case, 100%, I want to make content that I enjoy. So I have other things that can make a living. That's not a concern. So yeah. And if like, it gets to a point where the videos are tedious and you're not enjoying it, like that's, I don't know, it's completely okay. I really would want to keep Jukdama at its core. I think every single time I try to switch something up, switch some fundamental portion of the channel, I really think that's when problems start occurring. Even like back when we had the side series era, because we keep coming back to just being like, okay, let's just do Let's Plays. Oh, let's start doing other content. Let's do Let's Plays back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And at some point, I just gotta cut the crap here and just say, let's really just keep it at its core, because that is what I enjoy most. Even though it is tempting, it's definitely tempting to be like, oh, we could just do some other fun type of videos. It is tempting, but I think I want to keep other content on a solo channel. That's why I have JR Mysteries, really. This is really just for whatever I want to do by myself. Like, you can already tell, it's just random. I started doing a Minecraft map. I'm not sure if I'll come back to that. And like this YTP right here, this was released for the channel, the Dr. Mix, and then starting the Let's Play. I'm not sure if I'll continue this. I might redo it. I don't know. But the point is, this is my channel for doing whatever. You can see the album art, or the album art. Oh my gosh, channel art is literally just randomness. So that's that. So keeping Jukdama consistent, is important. I'd still probably schedule daily videos. It wasn't much of a hassle to upload daily. I know at some points it kind of gets tough, and there's obviously going to be breaks. If we have to go on vacation or something like that, that's fine. Something I also did that I think this was more towards the earlier parts of the channel, but like if we did go on a vacation, I would saturate all our content, release it daily until it got to a point where I couldn't upload it daily, and then 2 weeks without uploads. So I'd want to prevent that. I'd probably want to space out uploads if it got to a point where, you know, we did go on a vacation and we didn't have videos to upload for the week or something like that. I would want to space them out. So that is another thing I'd want to change. But yeah, I know this was a bit of a rant in a video. Hopefully I was good enough at explaining everything that's going on and my hopes for another channel. I guess to summarize things here, I'm not dead. Jukedom is not dead. The final video I made here, All End, it's getting kind of late, so I'm kind of losing it. The final video I made here was probably a mistake to leave the channel off. That's part of the reason why I made this too, is just like, you know, let me actually clear things up. And hopefully I did that. Hopefully I did actually succeed in clearing things up a bit, and I can finally actually put this channel, this channel. Also, I would, I know I've just started summarizing things. I'm going into new material here, but I would probably want to use a new name. Jukedom is great, and but it's, if you guys don't know, it's our 4 main original members' names. The first 2 letters of it: Justin, Kevin, Dakota, Marco. That's what it means. So coming up with a new name, and probably not using the same structure, because I don't know what I'd come up with, like Justin, Kevin, William, and Tyler. That'll probably be the 4 main members. I have yet to fully figure out who the 4 new people will be, but I probably will just use something different. We'll come up with a new name, probably. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much it. I really think it was just the new branch of content that I was trying, and just the monotony of online recording that really kind of drained me of multiplayer gameplay, and I definitely want to come back to it. So I'm really busy right now, so it's not going to be for a bit, and obviously COVID's still a thing, so I kind of want to wait for that to calm down. So yeah. Thanks for checking out this video. I know this is coming up to be about 40 minutes. I don't know if I'll cut it down a bit, but yeah, I really rambled for a bit there. So, but hopefully this cleared everything up. Be sure to check out the other channels that we're doing. I'm not sure what's happening with the Jukedom show. JR Mysteries will just be uploaded randomly. I'll update it randomly. There's not going to be any rhyme or reason to that. And I'll eventually, once we do make a new channel, I'll make another video promoting the new channel. So keep updated on that. You guys can still join the Discord if you're inclined to. It'll be in the description too. So yeah, check that out. Well, I'm keeping the Discord active. I'm not going to close that down. It'll probably be used for whatever the next multiplayer channel is too. But I am really looking forward to starting off with a fresh start. Completely starting off in a new channel. Obviously, we're going to start off with like 10, 20 subscribers, right? And we're going to start off with almost no views on every video, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm really kind of looking forward to really starting off fresh and giving this a whole nother shot, because I don't want to put this, you know, I don't want this to be a dark memory that plagues my past, and I really do see it kind of as a passion, and it is a passion project of mine. It really is. No matter how simple it is, how simple the idea of Let's Playing and releasing content, it's obviously, you know, there's more impressive things people are doing with their time, but it's always going to be something I keep around. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, even once I move out, like if I move out to a different state and start making friends outside and nearby me, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm like, hey, friends, want to do another group channel? I really wouldn't be surprised if that's what ends up happening. But for now, thanks for sticking in and sticking in for all these years, whether you just subscribed to the channel from a popular video or you've been here for a year or two, for however long. So yeah, thanks for sticking around. I really look forward to the new channel, and I guess I'll see you guys then.